Good afternoon, everyone. It's Carol here from Aquahaven747.com. In today's video, I'd like to share with you my process for DIY chalk painting. I was given a dresser that needed a little updating or refreshing, and I also touched up a few other things that I did in previous years. So not a perfect process, definitely more if you are looking for something a little on the rustic side. It does save you a couple of steps, but does it really save you time? Keep watching if that is something that interests you. We'll see you at the end. Today I am going to paint this dresser that I've been given. It does need, hi Nisha, it does need a little bit of wood glue here to repair this broken bit here. And I'm thinking it might have been repaired before, had a piece of plywood added underneath there, and there's some plastic that's sticking out. So I brought my X-Acto knife here. I'm going to trim off as much of the plastic as possible. I'm going to be using chalk paint, so I do not have to sand. So I'll get started on that. So I've got the first coat on here, and I don't know if this is going to work or not, or if I'm going to end up having to strip it down and sand it. It doesn't seem to be sticking all that well to the surface of this, so well, we'll see. I'll let it dry and then I'll try and do another coat and see how that goes. Well, I've done a second coat here, and now I remember why it was so difficult before. I mean, with chalk paint, it's not necessarily supposed to be perfect, but anyway, I will probably be doing a third and possibly a fourth coat. Well, 3 coats for sure, and then a sealer coat afterwards. This is after the second coat, and it actually looks kind of taupey, but once I get the clear coat on, it'll look more like a charcoal gray. But I'm going to do another coat, try and touch up some spots, and yeah, I'll go from there. Well, I hope that I have just completed my last touch-up of the day on this dresser, which I painted with chalk paint. Not as easy as it looks. You can't just go back up and touch up spots. You kind of have to do the whole section. Yes, it does have kind of a rustic kind of look to it. But anyway, I'm hoping that this is it. When it dries, I'm hoping I don't totally hate it. So we'll see how it goes. So I've just put what I hope is my final coat of the polyurethane on the top there. I had to redo it. So one thing I've learned by doing this with chalk paint is you need to obviously go with the grain and do full sweeps along it. This is going to have a somewhat rustic look to it, but fingers crossed that it turns out okay. So here is the dresser that is finally in its new home in my guest suite. I finished the chalk painting on it and did a coat and a bit, maybe 1.5 coats of polyurethane on it. It's definitely a better size dresser for the big TV that's sitting on top. And yeah, I'm kind of liking how it goes with the couch and chair over there too, which are about from the same time period. Here is the paint and the polyurethane that I used. The paint is Rust-Oleum and it's in the color Pebble. The polyurethane I got is Bear from Home Depot. This is your typical chalk paint brush, but I used just a regular brush this time for the chalk paint and another regular brush for the polyurethane. I re-painted and finished this tabletop. So you can see it's got kind of a rustic look to it. It's got different colors in it. It's still not perfect. There's still a few little gouges there, but anyway, it's fine. Now this dresser I did a few years ago, and I decided to redo it because I didn't like it. It had some other imperfections. This at least looks like it's consistent through it. There's not one area that really stands out. It was a pine piece, and the pine knots still come through. So I'm not going to worry about this. I just have the TV up on that, so there it is. This desk here was one of the first things I ever chalk painted, and I did not put a proper finish on it. And if you look really closely, I mean, you can see all the little things that will not come clean. Any pen marks, any scuffs of anything, there's a few chips as well. I think that might happen with a finish on it too. But yeah, I'm gonna redo this top anyway, and even on the legs here and at the front, I think I'm gonna redo all that, and maybe on the drawers where there's little scuffs and chips and things like that. Yeah, I might as well just redo it all, right? Okay. Anyway, here is a prime example of how you should use a sealer. Well, this is the final project that I touched up in the white chalk paint, and I've actually put a protective coat on it this time, which I should have done the last time. So the stains are covered up pretty much, and hopefully I get several more years out of this without it looking too bad. So if you have a chalk painting project in the future, I wish you luck with that, and I will see you in the next one.